Wherever you're watching today, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, as the case may be. Welcome to Yamagata. Welcome to the ND Soft Stadium, home of Montedio Yamagata. It's round 42 of 42 in the J2 League, and today's game will be getting underway in just a few minutes' time. Just around about 10 minutes until planned kickoff here in Yamagata. It's pretty much a playoff shootout in the J2 League. Montedio Yamagata facing Tokushima Vortis, with both teams definitely still harbouring ambitions of playing J1 football next season. You can see there Tokushima Vortis, the guests today, in 6th place, just 2 positions and 1 point above their hosts Montedio Yamagata, so it's all at stake in the race for the J2 J1 playoff. Both teams very, very close to each other in the table. A lot on the line. We'll be hearing from both coaches in their native languages very shortly, and I'll run you through the starting lineup soon as well, but get comfortable, sit yourselves down, because there's a whole lot to play for today, and only one of these teams will be heading to the playoffs and keeping their promotion dreams alive. And if things don't really go according to plan today, both teams could still be left empty-handed as well, so nobody can afford to rest on their laurels. Hopefully that should mean that both sides are really going for it today on the final day of the regular season. Here's the lineup. A look at Peter Klimowski's starting 11 for Montedio Yamagata. It's Goto in goal, Kawai, Noda, Yamazaki and Riku Handa across the back four. Minami, Yamata and Fujita in the midfield. Kato, Disaro and Kokubu, the front three. And Dani Puatos' lineup for Tokushima Vortis. Jose Suarez, the goalkeeper today, the number 1. Arai, Kaka, Uchida and Elsinho, the back four. Kaka, the only change from the last lineup for Tokushima Vortis. Kodama, Shidai and Sugimoto in the midfield, with Nishia, Fujio and Hamashita, the top 3 for them. A look there at Akira Silvano Disaro. 6 goals and 2 assists for him in his 16 appearances this season. He scored 3 times with his head.
ホームで迎えるリーグ最終節、プレーオフ進出のためにもサポーターは勝利を期待しています。どう戦いますか?
Yeah, the good thing is every game we walk into, we want to play our football, we want to execute our performance and get the 3 points in every game. Today's no different. It's a big game, a special game for us being the last home game of the season. And we look to just take the game to a good opponent, be aggressive as possible and get the 3 points for our supporters.
本当にいいことというのはどの試合においても我々は自分たちのフットボールをしっかりと出せるように、そして自分たちのパフォーマンスを出し切れるように、そして毎試合勝ち点3を目指して戦ってきております。それは今日も同じことですけれども、本日ホーム最終戦という方もあり、いい対戦相手ですけれども、しっかりと自分たちの攻撃ができるように、アグレッシブに戦えるように、そして勝ち点3をファンに届けられるようにしたいと思います。
ありがとうございました。
どういたしまして。ありがとうございま
した。Key player picked out for Tokushima Vortis is Shota Fujio, the man who scored a brace in their last game. Both teams coming in off the back of a win. Both teams could really use another one today. Let's hear what Dani Puatos has to say.
プレーオフ進出のためにも白星が欲しい一戦です。この試合どう挑みますか?
Bueno, va a ser un partido complicado, estamos ante un gran rival, seguramente nos va a poner las cosas muy difíciles. Bueno, vamos a intentar seguir con la dinámica, tener una buena circulación del balón, dominar el partido, lo que hace Tokushima cada semana.
そうですね、難しい試合になると思ってますし、難しい相手を目の前にしないといけないので、重要なことはいつも通り戦っていく必要があると思いますし、ボールの動かし方のところ、そして徳島らしく戦っていくところが大事になってくるんじゃないかなと思っています。
同じくプレーオフを争う山形との対戦ですが、どんなところを警戒したいですか?
Bueno, Yamagata la verdad que es un equipo fuerte, creo que es un equipo muy sólido, tiene una muy buena organización defensiva, trabajo del entrenador. Luego creo que en mitad de temporada se ha reforzado muy bien con Disaro, con Kabayama, jugadores de mucho nivel. Bueno, muchas cosas hay que tener en cuenta, pero lo más importante somos nosotros.
そうですね、本当にいいチームだなと思ってますし、しっかり堅いチームだなという印象を持ってますし、守備のところでいいオーガナイズされるチームですし、夏のところでしっかり補強されていい選手っていうのも獲得されているので、そういったことを含めて全体的にいいチームだなと思っています。ただ重要なことは、相手よりも自分たちがどうしていくかというところが大事になってくると思っています。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
The Montedio Yamagata fans are out in good number for their final home game of the season, and for Tokushima Vortis, they've travelled in fair numbers as well. Credit to them. It's not the nicest day. A little bit cold and wet here in Yamagata. The crowd are braving it anyway. Referee Hiroyoshi Takayama in the tunnel there, and the players getting ready to come out to the pitch at the ND Soft Stadium. It's been a difficult week for Japanese football. All of the matches in the J-League overshadowed somewhat by the sad news of the passing away of Masato Kudo, former Japan international, just 32 years of age. And all the players will have that in the back of their minds. He was a well-known figure, played for several sides, not just in Japan, Masato Kudo. But today, these two teams will be putting that out of their minds and focusing on securing that 6th spot in the J2 League, the final playoff spot remaining. Tokushima Vortis occupy it right now. Their fans, clad in blue and green, will be hoping that they can stay there by the end of the day. And both teams will have to be wary of the results elsewhere for Vegalta Sendai, because Sendai could essentially pit both of these teams to that playoff spot if results were to go their way. I'll keep you updated on the Vegalta Sendai score. Situation a little bit simpler for Tokushima Vortis, however. Danny Poyatos' side know that a win is most likely to secure them the 6th place. Anything else, it leaves it all a little bit risky. Montedio Yamagata pretty much need a win as well. There's no guarantees for them. But only one of these two sides will be keeping their promotion dreams on course today. Good practice for Tokushima Vortis, perhaps. If they do end up making it to the playoffs, it will be away fixtures for them, given their 6th place standing is the best that they can manage in the league. There's no way they can move up any further. Here come the two teams. Onto the pitch in Yamagata. Referee Hiroyoshi Takayama picks up the ball. And after the formalities, we'll be getting underway in just a couple of minutes at the ND Soft Stadium. Will Montedio Yamagata be able to hold their nerve under pressure? Peter Klimowski's team have struggled a little bit of late, but they come into match day 42, crucially having picked up 3 points last time out. They beat Oita Trinita in a really impressive performance to keep that playoff hope alive, but had they shown that kind of form over the past month, they would be sitting prettier in that very tight playoff race. Well, it's a beautiful stadium in Yamagata, a beautiful backdrop today, and that was a nice touch as well. Just a moment of silence and remembrance for Masato Kudo, who sadly passed away aged 32. Scored more than 60 goals in the top flight in Japan and made an impact wherever he went. But here's a look at the lineups as we move on to today's action. Yamagata starting with that front three: Taiki Kato, Akira Disaro, and Shintaro Kokubu. Kota Yamada, the number 10. Yamata will be looking to marshal that midfield and get creating chances for the front three. The back four is all unchanged from Peter Klimowski's 3-0 win last time out. He trusts in the side that beat Oita Trinita. Kawai, Noda, Yamazaki and Handa, the back four. Minami, Yamata and Fujita, the three in midfield. Masaki Goto, the goalkeeper, with 41 appearances to his name between the posts again today for Montedio Yamagata. Referee Takayama just bringing the two captains together. It's two midfielders, Shuto Minami and Eiji Shidai. And there's a look at a very similar lineup. Same kind of 4-3-3. Just the central midfielder, Shidai, the captain, placed in a slightly more defensive role for Tokushima Vortis. Maybe that reflects the fact that they're in the position that they need to be at the moment. It's Montedio Yamagata who really need to come out and get a result. But as I said, Vortis will not be looking to rest on their laurels either. They've got Suarez in goal. Arai, Kaká, Uchida and Elsinho, the back four. It's Kaká, who was missing last time out. He replaces Ryoga Ishio. Kodama, Shidai and Sugimoto, the midfielders. And Nishia, Fujio and Hamashita, the top three for Tokushima Vortis. Montedio Yamagata, the home team, in their blue and white stripes. Tokushima Vortis in all whites today. Will that man, Akira Disaro, be able to steer Yamagata to playoff glory? They've got to get there first. 3 points, the order of the day today from the ND Soft Stadium. And Yamagata get us going and immediately move forward into Tokushima Vortis territory. Shidai, the captain, lifts it out towards the left for Tokushima Vortis. It's a nice little step over, good move. Ends up with nothing, but you can see the energy in the players. There's a high tempo, everybody certainly wound up tightly for this one. So much to play for, both teams. They didn't really want this fixture. Last game, two teams both with playoff ambitions, going head-to-head on match day 42, but it makes it interesting for us. Shota Fujio penalised. Yamagata get play restarted. Yamazaki had Handa as the option one side. Went with Kawai instead. It's hooked away into the midfield for Tokushima Vortis. Both sides already able to get hold of the ball and trying their best to settle. It's Tokushima Vortis again, exploring the Montedio Yamagata territory. Now the hosts have it back. First half chance of a break perhaps. Disaro through the middle would have been the option. Defensive header back into the arms of Suarez, the goalkeeper though. Disaro got himself into a good little position in the middle there. He's pressing forward into the D now. Kohai Uchida with the sensible option goes back to the goalkeeper. a nice ball forward. Can Yamagata do anything with it? Not on that occasion. The white shirts of Tokushima Vortis come away, and both sides are looking to get forward. They haven't really been successful at doing it yet, but in fairness, the game's only 2.5 minutes old. First shooting chance perhaps on the right-hand side of the penalty area for Tokushima Vortis. It runs out, but the clearance isn't a good one. No space. But Tokushima Vortis have it back. Arai spreads it out to Nishia. Looking lively already, Katsuki Nishia. Cross comes in. That's chested down in the area and still brought down. Handball, says the referee. Shota Fujio, the 21-year-old centre-forward. 10 goals to his name and a brace last time out. He was penalised in the area. It looked for a second as though it was a magical bit of control from Fujio. Pass down the right-hand side, just overhit for Montedio Yamagata. Still so early to say this, but you do feel like Tokushima Vortis are settling in slightly quicker than the hosts. Might be feeling the pressure a little bit, Peter Klimowski's team, and they haven't dealt with pressure particularly well in recent weeks. Is this the right position for them to be in going into this game? It's Montedio Yamagata who are outside the playoffs and trying to get in. So in a way, you could look at it as though Tokushima Vortis have more to lose, given that they currently occupy that P6 spot, that all-important P6 spot. And here they go again with Nishia on the left-hand side. He glides past one player, but doesn't find space. Appeals for handball against Kosuke Yamazaki in the middle. Would have been a little bit unfortunate. His hands appear to stay down by his side. The cross certainly made contact with the hand. Nothing doing, according to referee Takayama. Kaká, the Brazilian, goes across to Uchida, his fellow centre-back. Back fours for both teams today. Nobody risking it with a back three. Arai, see how much the full-backs are able to get forward for either team. Here's a chance. 4 runners forward for Yamagata. They slow it up, though. Solid pass in the end to Fujita. He looks out to the right-hand side. They'll recycle it and try again with Riku Handa. Handa with the red boots. Misplaced that pass. He's a talented young player, only 20 years of age, Handa, the right-back. Japan under-21 international. Not much of a goal threat from Handa. He's only had 1 shot on target all season, but he's registered a couple of assists. Kosuke Yamazaki. Direct pass forwards, intended for Yamata. Crowded out by white shirts, though. Eiji Shirai, the captain. What can he start? Long ball forward. That one's not going to hold up on the turf here at the ND Soft Stadium. It's a pretty wet day. It's hard to see exactly from the close-ups. Here's another look at that handball shout. Well, I said the arm was down by his side. You could argue it was in an unnatural position. The ball's whipped into the box and it's not dealt with too effectively. Keeper Masaki Goto, all in pink today, comes out to claim it in the end. Bounce could have fallen to a white shirt, but keeper grateful to grab it. Yamagata braving the passing inside their own penalty area. Able to get away from the Vortis press for now. It was Kazuki Nishia on the left for Tokushima Vortis. He's been the one bursting clear a couple of times. Not really been able to do anything with it yet, except that one chance, which connected with the hand in the penalty area, but good signs from the Tokushima Vortis number 24 nonetheless. Yamagata look down the left-hand side. And that ripple of applause from the fans will tell you they picked up a free kick here in a fairly decent position. Taiki Kato goes to ground. Elsinho can't really believe that he's been booked already. It's not the ideal start for him. It was hard to see exactly what happened as the two runners breaking away down the left-hand side for Montedio Yamagata, but Elsinho's coming together with Kato has earned him a very early caution. Not even 8 minutes on the clock quite yet. Elsinho, the former Kawasaki Frontale player, he's 32 years of age, he's got the experience. Played well over 100 games for Kawasaki Frontale. But that makes life difficult for him with more than 80 minutes of football still to be played here. His first set-piece opportunity of the day goes the way of the home team. What can they make of it? Plenty of blue shirts lurking on the edge of the area. Is anybody going to be able to get on the end of it? Not quite. Akira Di Saro threw himself at it, ended up on the ground, but that was difficult for keeper Jose Suarez to check. He watched it through in the end, but had somebody made contact with that about 7 or 8 yards out, could have been difficult for the keeper. It wasn't a badly positioned free kick. Tokushima Vortis goal kick though, deep into opposition territory. Kosuke Yamazaki wins the header, complains that he was fouled as well. Had to outmuscle the Tokushima Vortis man underneath the ball. Shunto Kodama looks backwards. Now to Arai, ball given away. Yamagata wanted a free kick there, but they've kept on going. In the end, Shintaro Kokubu not quite able to keep the ball down in the right-hand corner. Kota Yamata, the number 10, looks to be in some discomfort. Coach Peter Klimowski, the Australian, probably felt like his players in blue and white that there should have been a free kick there, another one. They've had time to set their aim and get used to it with a set piece just a minute ago. A second one there from the other side. Could have been a dangerous set piece opportunity. It's going to come down to who can make the most of those kind of opportunities. Keeper's given that one away though. A little bit risky, a hand up from Masaki Goto. He's been an ever-present this season, the 28-year-old. 41 appearances from 41 games. That wasn't the finest moment of his season. Didn't lead to anything too costly for now, though. Montedio Yamagata break down the right-hand side, and that's a good ball through. Good vision and awareness from Kaká to burst into the space there and close it down. Looked like Kokubu could be away for just a second. Elsinho spots Kodama in the middle. Not too much movement in the box for Tokushima Vortis, but that's a nice little burst of pace on the right-hand side, and the cross is chipped up. Keeper can't grab it, has to just palm it away. Shirai feeds it again, ball into the middle. Headers won by Kosuke Yamazaki. He's been dominant in the early stages in the aerial battles. Yamagata get it clear for now. Shintaro Kokubu there. We've seen him going forwards, the Yamagata number 25, but now some defensive duties for the man with 3 goals and 6 assists for Montedio Yamagata this season. Handa leaves that one to go back to Goto. He will be a little bit relieved after the last couple of minutes, Masaki Goto. One simple pass out that went astray. Almost ended up at the feet of a player in a white shirt. Hamashita and Fujio there just patrolling, hoping to pick up another kind of loose ball like that one. Also the cross from just about 90 seconds ago. It was a difficult one for Goto to deal with. Couldn't come and grab it. Had to just palm it down into the penalty area. Fortunately for him, fortunately for the home fans, it didn't fall to a white shirt. Yamagata with patience at the back. Just building up some passing and possession statistics. Yamazaki, Handa didn't really want it. It's a little bit too close to Yamazaki. With players closing down. That's surely a free kick. Referee plays advantage. Well played, Hideyoshi Takayama. Good cross in from the right. Was needed. But it's not what came. It was straight into the arms of Jose Suarez. Referee blows the whistle because there's a player still down here. It was a hefty challenge. It's the second time already that Kota Yamata's been down. You can hear the noises. I assume they're coming from the dugout and not from the stands. Montedio Yamagata not happy. It's a fairly hefty collision as they broke down the right-hand side. They looked for the quick layoff. Kota Yamata ended up in a heap. Referee's waiting for somebody to brandish the yellow card. It'll be Taro Sugimoto. There's another look at it. Just clattered right through the back of Kota Yamata. And that's Sugimoto and Elsinho now on cautions inside the first quarter of an hour of this game. You do wonder whether that will come into play later. Certainly down the home stretch in the second half. Perhaps the players won't even make it that far. Their managers, well, they're both on the same team actually, so just the one manager, Poyatos, might have to think about a replacement. But for now, shooting chance for Yamagata, and it's into the bottom corner. Disaro it is. Picked out as the key man before this fixture started. He has proven to make an impact, and with 15 minutes on the clock, it was a sweet strike from Akira Disaro, and Montedio Yamagata lead. Tokushima Vortis fall behind, and it came from their own errors in defence. The ball was given away, and suddenly Yamagata had it back in the final third. Plenty of blue and white shirts were forward. Kaká turned back towards the keeper. The pass was central, but just off target. And how about that for a clean hit with the left foot? Akira Disaro, goal number 7 of the season. Montedio Yamagata 1, Tokushima Vortis 0. And that ignites this playoff race in the J2 League. He had so much time. When you see it from that angle, they afforded him enough space to just pick out the bottom corner. The full stretch dive from Jose Suarez could not do anything about that. It had enough power, enough precision from Disaro. And Yamagata with a potentially crucial goal in the J2 J1 playoff race. Look at the table, and as it stands, it would be a crucial goal. Ball into the middle. Yamagata looking for a second in quick succession. Nobody quite on the end of it. Kokubu was waiting for a slightly better delivery, just asked too much of him. That one's closed down, and it'll bounce all the way through to Riku Handa. Long ball chested back. They might get a corner out of nothing here. Montedio Yamagata, and suddenly Tokushima Vortis are rattled. They arguably started the quicker of the two teams into the game, but simple ball forward from Riku Handa. chested back towards the keeper. Small errors costing Tokushima Vortis at the moment. Can Montedio Yamagata make them pay and double their lead? Kokubu with the corner from the right-hand side for the home team. They just took the lead a couple of moments ago. They won't be able to double it from that corner. Nice idea. Thumbs up from goalscorer Disaro. Danny Poyatos and the Tokushima Vortis fans, they must be a little bit concerned with what's happened in the last few minutes. They're going to try and pass out from the back again, and that was closed down. Kota Yamata apparently better after being crumpled a couple of times in the game. He suffered some heavy challenges that time. The foul comes in from the home team though. Tokushima Vortis can release the pressure a little bit. Well, it's been a good spell of form of late for Akira Disaro. Scored a lovely header in the last game. Almost got another one, which ended up being an own goal as well. And here he comes again, the Montedio number 29. He took it so well. The goal that puts Yamagata in playoff position right now. But it was a bit of a gift. Oh, was he pulled down here? The referee might have a big decision to make. And it's Elsinho who's already been booked. And he's off after just 19 and a half minutes. And do you know what? I think he might have had to have been sent off, whether he had the yellow card already or not. The cross was swinging over into the penalty area on the far side. And Elsinho was caught out of position. Just lost track of the runner behind him completely. And as Kato burst into the area, he was just hauled down. Well, a dramatic 5 minutes here at the ND Soft Stadium in Yamagata. Suddenly, Taiki Kato has given Elsinho 2 bookings. And Tokushima Vortis, the side who occupied the playoff spot just 20 minutes ago at kickoff, now suddenly find themselves outside of the playoffs and down to 10 men. There's a long, long way to go yet in this battle, of course. But right now, it's advantage Montedio Yamagata, and they could stamp that authority home if they can make something of this set piece as well. We've had a couple of opportunities with set pieces to deliver something into the box. This is perhaps the first good one in terms of taking a direct shot on Jose Suarez's goal. Spanish keeper, 26 years of age, former Barcelona youth player. He's instructing his wall, making sure the angles add up at his near post. You can hear him barking instructions at his team because it's all a bit of a mess in the penalty area at the moment. Two players watching over this for Montedio Yamagata. Will it be a left-footed shot or a right-footed shot? Ikuhanda just inspecting the wall. It's Disaro and Kokubu deciding who's going to take it. They'll know what to do by now. Just going for the element of surprise as well. Leave that Tokushima Vortis defence guessing as to how this one is going to be played in. There are plenty of players in the area for Montedio Yamagata as well. They've got options on the passing side. Will they do that or will they go direct? It's going to be Disaro who fakes it initially. And Kokubu who goes for it, and it's off the post and away. Shintaro Kokubu with a wonderful effort from the dead ball. There was just a few inches that separate Montedio Yamagata from a 2-0 lead. Whipped it up and over the wall with the right foot. Had the curl on it. It smacked back off the outside of the upright. A let-off for Tokushima Vortis, who are really rocking here at the moment. 23 minutes into the game at the ND Soft Stadium. Tactical change. Taro Sugimoto booked already, and I mentioned that the two players who were booked might play an impact given how early it was in the game. And lo and behold, just minutes later, neither of them are left on the field. Sugimoto withdrawn for tactical reasons. Dani Poyatos simply couldn't afford Sugimoto making another error and finding himself sent off with a second yellow as well. Elsinho has already suffered that fate for Tokushima Vortis. Breathless stuff here in Yamagata. Drama that the home fans, you would imagine, are enjoying far more than the away fans at the moment. Tokushima Vortis came into this one on the stronger form. 3 wins in their last 5 games. In 2020 J2 champions. Only 1 win in the last 5 for Montedio Yamagata. But they're in a good position now. Vortis with plenty of time to respond and a free kick with which to do it. That's a good free kick as well. In behind the lines, Shota Fujio just couldn't quite control it. But that's an alarm bell for Montedio Yamagata for sure. I'm not sure whether the offside flag should have or would have been raised had something come of that. But the ball just bounced through the legs of the man who scored 10 times this season for Tokushima Vortis, Shota Fujio. First sign of a response then from Tokushima Vortis to what has happened in the last 10 minutes. It's changed the game, that's for sure. Changed the playoff picture as well. But still an awfully long way to go. So, Takashi Abe's come on for Tokushima Vortis. They've gone down to 10 men with the second yellow card for Elsinho, who's playing as the fullback on the right-hand side initially for Tokushima Vortis. They've had to withdraw the right-sided midfielder Taro Sugimoto to make room for Takashi Abe. Dani Poyatos forced into that early tactical change. But still, it's the goal 10 minutes ago from Akira Disago that separates the two teams. Nishia bursting away again down the left-hand side, and Yamazaki very well placed to make the tackle, and he needed to make it a good one. Vegalta Sendai still drawing 0-0 against Blau Blitz Akita at the moment. That'll be music to the ears of the Montedio Yamagata fans, who are making quite some noise here today. At the moment, Yamagata are up to 6th, but a goal for Vegalta Sendai would change that. Corner ball by the looks of it. Shintaro Kokubu slightly annoyed as he slipped, attempting to make that cross from the right-hand side. It went straight out for a throw-in, not a corner. It's back with Riku Handa. Handa exchanges passes with captain Shuto Minami. Handa, another blocked cross. Another Montedio Yamagata throw-in. Kaka moves across well, reads the space so well, Kaka. Ball down the right-hand side from Katsuki Nishiya. It's a little bit hit and hope. Outlets are going to become hard to come by for Tokushima Vortis now as the game wears on. 10 men for 70 minutes is quite some ask. That's a good through ball. Handa bursting forward. The cross is going to drift towards the back post and away. Heart in mouth for a second for Jose Suarez. But he read it well, calculated that that one had just drifted too far back. It's not quite the connection that the Handa wanted. Would have been very fortunate indeed for the young right back had that dropped inside the post. A look at Kota Yamata. It looked as though it was Ibuki Fujita who got the assist for the goal. It came from the misplaced pass, of course, from Jose Suarez. The Tokushima Vortis goalkeeper, though, just wrong-footed his own defender in a simple pass out from the middle. That left the ball at the feet of Fujita with options left, right and centre for Montedio Yamagata. And in hindsight, he chose the right one because he placed the ball at the feet of Akira Disaro. And the number 29 for Montedio Yamagata did the rest and buried the ball into the bottom corner of Jose Suarez's goal. Here comes Kokubu. Looks back, offloads it with Kota Yamata. And if you're watching this and you're a Tokushima Vortis fan, I'm sure your heart rate is rather raised. Looking pretty difficult from this position. They need the turnaround, and they need to do it with a man down as well, as Ayumu Kawai picks up a free kick for Montedio Yamagata. The fans still in good spirit. The players certainly won't have given up on this yet. Quick look there at Akira Hamashita. Pass out to the right-hand side. It looked like it was off target for a second, but they had players on the overlap, and Iku Handa is getting forward. Handa gets the cross in, does well to do so as well. It looked as though it was going to be a little bit too far and too high for Iku Handa. Managed to swing the right foot at it and get something into the box. Ended up with a Yamagata throw-in. Nothing more for now. Fujita. Yamazaki. Kokubu uses Handa again down that right-hand channel. Yamazaki spreads it across to Hiroki Noda. That's a good ball down the left-hand channel. It stays in play as well. Using the flanks well, Montedio Yamagata. They've gone down the right more often. There's been attacks down the left involving Taiki Kato. It actually led to the red card, of course, for Tokushima Vortis. So, although they haven't borne out too many results in terms of chance creation, they've certainly had a big impact on the game as well. Tokushima Vortis work it away. It's their turn to attack down the flanks, but that's cut out quickly. Hiroki Noda right where he needed to be. This is the result, of course, as it stands, that Vegalta Sendai were hoping for. This puts things in their hands. A win against Blaublitz Akita, and Vegalta Sendai would deny both of these teams a place in the J2 J1 playoff. Still, so much football to be played yet, though. Tokushima Vortis have it. Abe, the substitute. Looks for captain Eiji Shirai. He spreads it to the right-hand side. Shirai wants it back, but Kodama's the option in the middle. Kaka's forward as well. Yamagata well organised at the moment. Peter Klimowski has got his team well positioned, as they should be really, playing against 10 men. It will be very hard for Tokushima Vortis to break them down and find space. Yamagata don't need to commit too much to it either. They can just leave everybody back, break away when they want, when the opportunity should arise. A little look over to the right-hand side for Tokushima Vortis, but they come back. Good pass down the left-hand side. Offside flag stays down. Kazuki Nishia, low ball into the 6-yard box. Poked away by the toes of the defender. You do feel that if something's going to come for Tokushima Vortis, it's going to involve Kazuki Nishia. They've got danger in that front three, of course. Hamashita has only got a couple of goals this season, but a few assists as well. 2 goals and 3 assists for the number 37, Shota Fujio, with 10 goals. Offside flag stays down again. Eventually, it does go up against the number 15, Fujio. Just nothing really working out in attack at the moment. As we get a look at Naoto Arai. You have to remember that Tokushima Vortis have lost just 5 games this season. It would be a desperately disappointing end to the season for Danny Poyatos and his team were they to lose this one today. Unbeaten in an incredible 19 games in the J2 League. It's been the season of the draw. They've not lost since the 18th of June when they played against Grula Morioka. Lost just 5 times this season. That's notably fewer than anybody else in the division. But far too many draws. 23 draws in this campaign from 41 games so far. That's an incredible tally. And Montedio Yamagata have a chance down the left. Ball across the 6-yard box. Keeper's missed it. Everybody down in the middle. It's going to be a defensive free kick for Tokushima Vortis. Where penalty shouts for just a second. As Shintaro Hokubu hit the ground. Tisaro was actually dispossessed at the beginning of that play. In the end, the ball across from Kato. Somewhere into that corridor of uncertainty. He found that unusual place that was both too far out for the keeper and too far back for anybody else to make contact. Just clipped it in from the left, Kato. With power and pace. Hope that a touch from anybody inside the box would turn that goalwards. As it is, still 1-0. Still Akira Disaro's goal separating the two teams. Shunto Kodama with the free kick, and he's taken it quickly, and it's cleverly taken as well. Down the left-hand side, the cross, not a particularly good one from Takashi Abe. Abe, the man brought on to try and shore up that midfield, with Taro Sugimoto withdrawn and Elsinho sent off. Penny for the thoughts of Taro Sugimoto right now, the man withdrawn for the tactical switch after Elsinho's red card. It's one thing to watch your team trailing on the scoreboard and trailing in terms of Montedio Yamagata having the man advantage, but it's another thing to be withdrawn and have to watch on. Nothing that Taro Sugimoto can do anymore. He needs his teammates, such as that man there, Katsuki Nishiya, to come up with something special now for Tokushima Vortis. Yamazaki takes the easy ball. The goal and the red card have taken some of the attacking sting out of the game. As I mentioned earlier, it's pretty clear that Montedio Yamagata don't need to do anything. They can wait and see what happens. And what is happening here for Taiki Kato? He's still going somehow, eventually crowded out by Tokushima Vortis defenders. Shirai, he's dropping ever further back to try and get more of the football. Tokushima Vortis captain knows that he needs to lead his team now. He's another with 41 appearances from 41 J2 fixtures this season. Very impressive for the central midfielder, Eiji Shirai. 3 goals and 3 assists in those 41 games for the 27-year-old. How he would love to make at least one of those stats a 4. Fujita gets it back eventually. It's a clever little flick actually from Yamata. Handa had time to go to ground, get back up and receive that pass as well. Nice stuff on the right for Montedio Yamagata. Ball into the middle, too high for Disaro. Kato picks it up at the back post, but the whistle's gone. Offside call against the left-sided forward. Always just lurking on the shoulder, Taiki Kato. Offside was against Akita Disaro in the middle, of course. Kato was well onside. He likes to hang back and just burst forward. That is exactly how he drew the red card for Tokushima Vortis defender Elsinho. Kokubu on the right. He's marked up at the moment, but he gets it back to Handa. Handa's got options. Pass into the penalty area. Not quite on target, a little bit too much on it. Minami, the captain, hasn't had all that much to do today. Shirai, the Tokushima Vortis captain's been the busier of the 2 players with the armbands. Shuto Minami, that time just trying to get something dangerous into the box. The former Tokyo Verdy man not quite able to hit his targets. Kosuke Yamazaki, he's been solid today. Back to keeper Goto. You can see the understanding between Yamazaki and the rest of that Yamagata defence. You can tell that Yamazaki is the one with an almost ever-present appearance record this season. Fujita lays it off to Minami. And Yamagata again can begin to explore forward into Tokushima Vortis territory with patience. So much patience that they're happy to go back. That's bobbling and bouncing somehow. Hiroki Noda had all kinds of space and time. Suddenly that went away. After the ball bobbled once, twice, 3 times, the control just didn't quite work. Tokushima Vortis profit from it. Can they make something of this on the right? Still not much space for them to exploit. Shirai looks out to the right wing. 3 players in blue shirts. And the free kick has gone against Ayumu Kawai there. He's not happy with the referee, Kawai. That's very well done by Akira Hamashita. Didn't have any kind of room to work with. And a quick step over and a left-right burst of pace. Got the ball through the middle of the 3 blue shirts around him. Picked up what could be a very valuable free kick for Tokushima Vortis. Set pieces like this will take on even extra importance for them now as they're down to 10 men. This is one of the few times where they can afford to really commit players forward. They have indeed done that with 6 Tokushima Vortis players inside the penalty area. Their movement has been good from set pieces so far. Can they trouble Masaki Goto in the last couple of minutes of the first half? Ball comes in. Header down, not quite away yet. And it's volleyed clear. Tokushima Vortis have to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Takashi Abe got up for that. Didn't win the challenge, but picked up a free kick, a throw-in rather, for his team nonetheless. Abe himself is going to take it. Disaro, the goal scorer, does really well to lay that off to Kokubu. Nice little shimmy from him, and he's kept it in play too, the number 25. That's well worked out of a tight situation for Tokushima Vortis, and they're still going. Just needs something a bit special from everybody in white at the moment. Hounded wherever they go. You can see the man advantage taking its toll a little. They've worked themselves into a little bit of room on the right-hand side now. That seems to be the place where they're having the most success. Disaro won it back for Yamagata, but then lost it swiftly. It's with Eiji Shirai. Kazuki Nishiya. Takashi Abe steps inside and plays it back into the centre circle. Kaka. How much trouble has El Signo's dismissal left this Tokushima Vortis side in? Right now they are up against it. We're into stoppage time, 2 minutes added on at the ND Soft Stadium at the end of this first half. Takashi Abe chips it forward, nobody on the same wavelength though. And that will drift harmlessly towards Masaki Goto in the Montedio Yamagata goal. Blaublitz Akita and Vegelta Sendai still drawing level, still goalless there in what is now a crucial game in the playoff race. Vegelta Sendai could really put themselves in the mix with a goal. They won't know yet what's happening here, you'd imagine. They'll find out at half-time. They'll be happy with this scoreline. Montedio Yamagata leading. Tokushima Vortis down to 10 men. That gives Vegelta Sendai a massive chance. Somehow it's now in their hands. Yamagata just have to hold on to this scoreline, hold on to this result, and keep their fingers crossed. Vortis have won the ball back here though. Defence get it cleared up for Montedio Yamagata. They attack with goalscorer Disaro. Ball into the middle, takes a deflection. Keeper gets over to it. Can't keep it in play though. Montedio Yamagata will have a corner with the last few seconds of this first half. Will referee Hideyoshi Takayama allow them to take it as the seconds tick away? Hard to tell whether that cross would have ended up with Fujita or Kokubu, the two Yamagata players in the middle. In the end, it was irrelevant. The deflection gives Montedio Yamagata a corner right at the end of this first period. Corner's whipped in with the right foot into the 6-yard box. Whistle's gone. And that indeed is the whistle from Hideyoshi Takayama that brings to an end the first half. That man, Akira Disaro, had scored the only goal after 15 minutes. Right back for Tokushima Vortis, Elsinho was sent off after 2 yellow cards. Taiki Kato, instrumental in putting Elsinho in trouble, and he had to bail his way out with a couple of fouls. And that is why it's Montedio Yamagata 1, Tokushima Vortis 0 at the break at the ND Soft Stadium in Yamagata. Don't go anywhere. Just get comfortable again, refill your drinks, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back with the second half very shortly in the J2 League on round 42 of 42. welcome back to the ND Soft Stadium in Yamagata. The league table on the left-hand side of your screens there shows that Montedio Yamagata are currently, as it stands, in the final playoff position in 6th place in the J2 League. The team who are visiting here today, Tokushima Vortis, they've conceded fewer goals than anybody else in the J2 League. They've lost fewer games than anybody else in the J2 League. But they need to throw caution to the wind for the second half here. Dani Poyatos' team are really up against it in a tight spot against Montedio Yamagata in the battle for that 6th position. They need a big turnaround. And Vegalta Sendai elsewhere, they're level, goalless at half-time against Blaublitz Akita. But Vegalta Sendai, they'll also know that it's a big, big second half. I'll bring you news if a goal should fall in that game, because that will have a big impact on the playoff picture. But right now, it's Montedio Yamagata who are in position to live their playoff dreams and keep their promotion hopes alive. Tokushima Vortis came into this game looking like the favourites. Their 3-1 win last time out against Omiya Adicha was the 3rd win in 5 games. Shota Fujio got a double. Akira Hamashita got one as well. And they looked in pole position to claim 6th place and the final playoff spot. But right now, how different that looks. Akira Hamashita has been withdrawn at half-time. It's another tactical switch up for Dani Poyatos. He's just got to roll the dice and go for it. Ryoga Ishio, the player coming on. So it's a defensive change, in theory at least, with Hamashita going off and Ishio coming on. But Dani Poyatos will have something up his sleeve there. There's no point solidifying at the back for Tokushima Vortis. They've got a great defence anyway. What they need now is at least a goal. That would change everything. May look difficult. A man down and a goal down. But it only takes a second to change the course of events here. It was all within the space of a couple of minutes, really, the drama of the first half. Akira Disaro firing a left-footed shot into the corner of Jose Suarez's goal. A really nice strike from the Montedio Yamagata number 29. Goal number 7 of the season for him. And then suddenly, within 3 or 4 minutes, Elsinho, Tokushima Vortis, right back, had received his marching orders from referee Hideyoshi Takayama. Free kick Tokushima Vortis, though. They look dangerous at times from set pieces in the first 45. The movement into the box appeared to be reasonably effective. Referee Takayama spotted some infringement before the free kick was taken that time, though. It won't cost Tokushima Vortis. They'll be able to do it again. Who's he going to have a word with here? It's Kohai Uchida and Taiki Kato. The two of them get a talking to from referee Takayama. But Tokushima Vortis still have the free kick. Shunto Kodama standing over it. Yet to score a goal this season, Kodama. The 23-year-old has 9 assists. Can he make that double figures with this ball in? It's a good ball in, and it's not far away. Tokushima Vortis really looking over towards the linesman there, Shota Fujio, in the hope that he was offside. Because that was a good chance. He stooped down low for the header. Kaká might have been coming in behind him as well. Hard to tell from that angle, but Kaká, the defender, could have picked that up had Shota Fujio left it, perhaps. Can't blame Fujio. man with 10 goals to his name this season. You can't blame him for going for it. Try to steer it towards the bottom corner, but that was as close as Tokushima Vortis have come in the whole game. Well, it's certainly a promising sign for the players in white shirts at the beginning of the second half, at least. Might not be the goal that they so desperately need. Certainly a sign of life for Dani Poyatos' team. And another reminder that all it takes is a set piece in Montedio Yamagata territory. And Tokushima Vortis do possess danger, even with 10 men. That will surely wane slightly as this second 45 minutes drags on. So long with 10 men. It's simply not easy to cope with. That being said, it's match day 42. They can just throw everything at this. They're not happy here. As Montedio Yamagata get a free kick in a good position. I was just talking about how important free kicks could be for Tokushima Vortis, but now Montedio Yamagata have one. They feel that there was a dive. Kota Yamata spent some time on the ground today. Got a little tug of the shirt from the number 13. It's Arai, he's not happy. You can see the frustrations of the Tokushima Vortis defenders at least. It's a small tug of the shirt. Of course, illegal as far as the rule book goes, but you see that time and time again. And it was enough to make Kota Yamata just drop to the ground. Probably everybody's got a case to make there. Can't say the referee was wrong, but at the same time, you can sympathise with Naoto Arai and the Tokushima Vortis defence. Nonetheless, a free kick in a dangerous position now for Montedio Yamagata. They hit the post with one from similar range, perhaps a little bit closer in the first half, but from a very similar position. Central, slightly out to the left. It was Shintaro Kokubu in the first half who slammed it against the upright, and it will be him again, and this time it's into the wall. Tokushima Vortis do well to marshal that out of play for a defensive throw-in. Kokubu's effort with the set piece, not quite as good as the one in the first 45 minutes. And that one that he hit against the upright was the free kick that had seen El Senior get sent off for Tokushima Vortis. So that would have really rubbed salt into the wounds for the away team today. As it is, they've not been able to add to their lead since Akira Desaro put Montedio Yamagata into a 15th minute lead. Still a key goal at the moment. Kodama on the right for Tokushima Vortis. Launched that ball across the penalty area. They're going to keep it in on the far side. It went over everybody. They've got another chance to deliver across. And they get the header in as well. Over the top. Naoto Arai working away, and Shota Fujio got into the middle. And I was just waiting for the cutback, actually in space in the D. Takashi Abe lifted it up. Fujio with two blue shirts underneath him. Did well to get anything on it, in fairness. Could not keep it down, though. Tokushima Vortis giving this a go, but they need more. 7 minutes played since the restart. Kawai gets it away. Still goalless at the moment in the game between Blau Blitz Akita and Vegalta Sendai. That's the scoreline that Montedio Yamagata fans will hope stays as it is. For their part, there's not much more they can do except solidify their lead. Hiroki Noda. Kota Yamata. Gone to ground again. Now to Arai, frustrated again. It's the pattern of the second half so far. Shutominami looks back towards Hiroki Noda. Keeper Goto passed it to Noda with a little bit too much heat on it. Noda did well actually to readjust and get that away. If you're just joining us, the goal from Akira Disaro after 15 minutes was a fine strike, but it did come from a situation a little bit like that. On the other side, Tokushima Vortis just giving the ball away as the goalkeeper passed it out towards his defence. And suddenly, within seconds, Yamagata had won it back in the final third, passed it to the feet of Akira Disaro. He had time and space then, with the defence still well out of shape. And Disaro could look up and pick his spot. And he did that with power and precision. That is why Montedio Yamagata currently, and I say currently because it could all change in just a second, but that is why Montedio Yamagata occupy the last spot for the J2 J1 playoff. Peter Klimowski, the coach, probably feels that Montedio Yamagata are deserving of that place. Dropped off in form somewhat of late, and that's cost them in what has been a very tight battle for that final playoff place. It's all so close down there between 6th, 7th and 8th. All the teams who miss out will end up looking back on just a couple of points dropped here or there throughout the course of a long and grueling season. 42 games in, everybody will feel like they should have won one or two here or there, or there were chances to pick up points that weren't taken over the course of those 42 games. And when you look how close it is, it all comes back around. A missed penalty here, a missed chance there, late goal conceded somewhere as well. Everything looks very costly suddenly when you miss out on the playoffs by 1 point. Chance on the attack for Montedio Yamagata. The shot was never quite caught right by Kota Yamata. It was Kato who whipped it in from the left. But it was rather behind the number 10 Yamata. Got something on it, but could only scoop it up for an easy save in the end for Jose Suarez. Whistle's gone. Hiroki Noda got restarted too quickly. Ayumu Kawai. Long ball forward from the Montedio Yamagata defence. Tokushima Vortis are going to pick this up here. Pass forward's a good one. Shota Fujio controlled it well and turned well, but had difficulties in finding a teammate. Katsuki Nishio was a little bit isolated. There wasn't much space for him to control the ball. They're going to work it down the left. They cut inside now, Tokushima Vortis. Options in the middle. Uchida's there. They do use him eventually. Kohai Uchida. He looks out to the right. He's asked a lot of his teammate, but surely he was dragged back there. Might get a closer look at it, but Naoto Arai is running forward down the right channel. Actually, that's a very good spot from the assistant. Arai tried to be clever and pull the shirt of Ayuma Kawai and almost grab the arm behind his back and make it look like it was the other way round, but the officials were having none of it. Here come the home team, Montedio Yamagata. Pick up the loose ball with Shunto Minami. Nice passing down the right-hand side. Plenty of space in the middle. Players waiting in the middle, and it's 2-0 to Montedio Yamagata. A second for Akira Disaro. And Montedio Yamagata could be home and dry in this one. Tokushima Vortis with 10 men, and now with just over half an hour to go, a 2-0 advantage for Peter Klimovsky's Montedio Yamagata side. They haven't shown much in the way of an attacking threat in the second half, but the simple turn and pass exposed so much room on the right for Montedio Yamagata. Again, it's Ibuki Fujita who's involved. Again, he picks out the run of Akira Disaro, who couldn't really miss from there. A brace for the number 29. Goals number 7 and 8 of the season. And Montedio Yamagata looking comfortable now. That was all too easy. Tokushima Vortis just torn apart as Montedio Yamagata passed down the right-hand side. It really didn't take anything particularly special. It was just clean and crisp passing. A nice turn here. A good pass there. And Ibuki Fujita kept a cool head to pick out his teammate. I'll make that 4 assists now on the season for Fujita, the ex-Shimizu S-Pulse player. Referee just waiting to get things restarted. But now Hiroyoshi Takayama does indeed get the game going again. And that uphill struggle for Tokushima Vortis has just got another chunk bigger. So disappointing for them, having lost just 5 games all season. It would take something very special now for them to avoid that 5 turning into 6. Unbeaten for so long now, Tokushima Vortis. But this is how Montedio Yamagata doubled the lead. They were having a quick look at the offside. Very hard to tell from that angle, but it looked to be well timed. Disaro just stayed onside until the last moment. And eventually he was picked out with the goal gaping. So Montedio Yamagata 2, Tokushima Vortis 0. Tokushima down to 10 men since early on in the game when Elsinho received 2 yellow cards in quick succession. And at what point does this become more about a battle with an opponent elsewhere in the country? Yamagata looking so comfortable at the moment. Tokushima Vortis just not really able to carve out any attacking threats now that they've been down to 10 men for so long. Danny Poyatos needs to use the fresh legs wisely. He's already made a couple of substitutions. There will surely be more to come, and fairly soon as well. They need something, and they need something quickly, and at the moment you just can't see where it's going to come from for Tokushima Vortis. There's still plenty of time for them, of course. Inishia and Fujio up front. They've got players who can find the back of the net. There's no doubt about it. It's just creating those chances. They need a bit of luck to fall their way somehow. A moment of magic or something special, a defensive mistake. They'll be kicking themselves. Individual mistakes in the first half. First from Jose Suarez, the Tokushima Vortis goalkeeper, but also from Elsinho, the defender who found himself just switching off for a split second and then suddenly receiving his marching orders. That's given Tokushima Vortis a real headache today. Montedio Yamagata 2, Tokushima Vortis 0. Crucially in the playoff race, Blaublitz Akita 0, Vegalta Sendai 0. Vegalta Sendai have only managed one shot on target thus far. There's a ball into the box. Something for Tokushima Vortis to work with. They've still got it. Now it's hacked away clear. That's the kind of thing I was talking about when Tokushima Vortis just needs something to fall their way. It almost did there. Looked rather panicked on the edge of the 6-yard box for Montedio Yamagata, who for large periods of this game have barely broken a sweat, really. They've been able to hold Tokushima Vortis at arm's length. They've executed the plan well. It's not always as easy as it looks when you've got 11 men and your opponents have got 10. They have made it look extremely comfortable today. And especially the second goal from Akira Disaro just puts that bit of breathing space between the two teams. It really means Tokushima Vortis need to mount a comeback. They need to do it tactically. They can't just rely on one freak moment to level the game at 1-1. It might be closer to 3-0 as the ball comes in towards the middle. Taiki Kato was lurking as he does. Good run into the box, but the defenders were alert to the danger on that occasion for Tokushima Vortis. Corner ball for the home team. They take it quickly. Kota Yamata was still down off the pitch, actually having a drink. That was taken so quickly that he wasn't ready for it. Space on the right, delivery into the area is not a good one. There was more time for Tokushima Vortis, but they just booted it away, and Montedio Yamagata can come again. Ayumu Kawai. Looks like Katsunari Ichimi is getting ready to come on. Might be a double change actually for Deni Poyatos in the Tokushima Vortis dugout. Who can blame him? They need something to change in this game. They need a goal from somewhere, but here come Montedio Yamagata. Cross from the right's blocked. Clash of heads there, was there? Linesman flags for it immediately. Yukahanda over to console his opponent as well. That's nice to see. It will indeed be a double change. Kohai Uchida withdrawn, Shunto Kodama withdrawn as well. Koki Sugimori coming on, the midfielder for Tokushima Vortis, and Katsunari Ichimi as well. Unsurprising changes of an attacking nature now for Tokushima Vortis, who need at least 2 goals to put themselves in with a shout of a place in the J1, J2 playoffs. Their promotion dreams to J1 hanging by a thread at the moment as Taiki Kato chases. Naoto Arai covers that cleanly. It's passed up into the air and into the middle of nowhere. Yamagata have it back, but there could be a break on for Tokushima Vortis. Haven't seen a break at speed in the second half yet. They'll try something. The substitute with a ball in, and it's a good ball in as well. Koki Sugimori has only been on the field for a second, and he picked out his fellow substitute, Katsunari Ichimi. That was so close. Ichimi just getting underneath the ball, heading it over. What an impact substitution that could have been from Deni Poyatos had those two combined for a goal merely seconds after being introduced. Sugimori's delivery a very creditable one. Whipped it in with the right foot. Katanari Ichimi got into position well, but could not keep the header down. Now here they come again, Tokushima Vortis. They do look more dangerous all of a sudden with Sugimori on the field. Ishio. Anai lifts one forward. Two blue shirts over there and only one Tokushima Vortis player. They win it back. Pass it across the attacking midfield area. Kaká worked it out to the left. Better stuff this. A little bit of a response at the moment in this phase from Tokushima Vortis, and they need to capitalise on it too. Suddenly, for the first time in a long time, it doesn't look like 11 versus 10. Kaká. Ryogo Ishio. Back to Suarez, the keeper. High clearance. Who's underneath it? It's a home shirt. And they break away down the right-hand side. Yamata in acres of space in the middle. They couldn't pick him out though. They've gone back to Disaro, the man who scored a brace in this game. Might be the end of his day fairly soon. Can't do much more, Akira Disaro. He's on a hat-trick, but maybe he's given his best already. That's nice combination play on the right-hand side from Yamagata. Ball into the middle, hefty challenge. Nothing wrong with it. The home fans wanted a penalty. The shot comes in from Taiki Kato on the left foot. Lifted it up and over and off target. It will indeed be the end of the day for Akira Disaro. He was just moving a little bit slowly in the last minute or so. Referee says, get on with it, get off the field. Taiki Kato, he's had his impact as well. Not on the score sheet, but he's been involved today. The number 17, Taiki Kato, instrumental in El Senior's red cards for Tokushima Vortis, which has changed the game. Disaro, of course, made his contribution very clearly with a brace in this game that leaves Montedio Yamagata 2-0 up with 20 minutes to play. Long bouncing ball down the right-hand side for Montedio Yamagata. The cut inside there as well, and across towards Della Toro, who's just come on. Montedio Yamagata knocking it around the back with Kosuke Yamazaki. Has given away, but Tokushima Vortis crucially can't control it. Sugimori it was who was over there, had a chance to put his foot on the loose ball from the keeper. Quite able to do it on this occasion. Time just ticking away now for Tokushima Vortis. There's still 20 minutes in real terms for them to play. 18 minutes of regulation time as Kota Yamata spreads it to the right-hand channel. That's a nice pass. Riku Handa getting forward. What can he do with it? Lays it off for Shuto Minami. Handa gets it back, tries to go out to the right-hand side, but he's tackled cleanly by Nishia. He's initiated a bit of a breakaway here for Tokushima Vortis. Just not enough players forward is their problem. Ichimi on the left. Fresh legs of the substitute. Steps one way, passes it back to Aiji Shirai. Thought they might line up a shot for just a second there, but they've passed out to Naoto Arai, and he's whipped in across with his left foot. He's cleared away, and now there's a break opportunity for Montedio Yamagata, and they use it as well. Great touch from the number 20, who's gone to ground in the end. The challenge from Kaká. It's left him down on the ground. It's Thiago Alves, the man who's leading that break. It's harmlessly through to Masaki Goto, the ever-present goalkeeper for Montedio Yamagata. Referee Takayama signals Tokushima Vortis throw-in. Vortis still trying their best to work out from the back. That's a decent burst of pace down the left-hand side from Eiji Shirai, who's looked tireless, really. Would have made more sense if that was Katsunari Ichimi, given that he's just come on, but in the end there was no way through against the Montedio Yamagata fullback. They've been well organised in defence so far. And in truth, Hiroki Noda and Kosuke Yamazaki haven't been troubled enough in this game. Here we go though, Tokushima Vortis in behind for the first time in a while. Crossing opportunity perhaps, they have to lay it back, and it is whipped into the box. Thiago Alves just manoeuvred his body out of the way. He said that he didn't touch it, but throw-in's gone the way of Tokushima Vortis nonetheless. That time there was a clear touch on it, and they let it go out of play. Tokushima Vortis winning a corner, 15 minutes of normal time to go here. Currently Montedio Yamagata 2, Tokushima Vortis 0. As it stands, it's a little bit precarious, but with Vegalta Sendai still drawing 0-0, it would be Montedio Yamagata going into the J2 J1 playoff. They've got to defend this corner from the right-hand side for Tokushima Vortis. It's too close to the goalkeeper. Masaki Goto grabs that one gratefully, bowls it out towards the substitute Thiago Alves. He spread it to the right, that's a nice pass. De La Torre running through the middle as well. Alves wants it back on the left, but they've gone themselves. Suarez comes up with the save. Kokubu had so many options there, shot himself, did hit it on target, forced Suarez into a save with his feet, but when he looks back at that, Shintaro Kokubu might feel that the better option was Thiago Alves, who was bursting forward, had so much space in the penalty area on the left-hand side. Kawai looks back towards Noda. And just after I said Noda and Yamazaki hadn't been challenged too much in the game last time, Tokushima Vortis managed to get in behind them. Can they do that again with this attack? Turning and turning, but no avenues really opening up just yet. Shot from way out. It was low. Masaki Goto gathered it, but in all honesty, Katsunori Ichimi was not really likely to trouble the keeper from that position. It's not the best bit of distribution from the Montedio Yamagata defence, but they kept it in play, and they're going to win a free kick there. A drag back on De La Torre. Scored 9 times this season, as has Thiago Alves. So 2 Portuguese speakers who were just brought on. Got a combined total of 18 goals this season. That's not too bad. Eiji Shirai, I said he was looking tireless a moment ago. In the end, Dani Payatas has decided he's given his all for the team. His day is done. Tokushima Vortis captain. Pass through the middle. Can they get onto the end of it? Is there a penalty shout there for Montedio Yamagata? There's certainly a shout. The crowd wanted one. Referee Hideyoshi Takayama unmoved. Ichimi, one of the substitutes for Tokushima Vortis. He came closest to scoring just after his introduction. Picked out by a good cross from fellow substitute Koki Sugimori. Yushi Hasegawa is now on the field as well for Tokushima Vortis after Eiji Shirai was taken off. Crowd just over 9,000 in the ND Soft Stadium in Yamagata, and they've got just over 10 minutes left of normal time between their team and what would be an excellent victory on match day 42. Della Torre bursting forward. He's got options as well, offside as well. He's going to have to go alone. Cuts back. Shots blocked from the right foot. Della Torre cutting inside. His teammates didn't help him out too much by straying offside. Forced him to go it alone. That's why Naoto Arai is able to bring it forward for Tokushima Vortis, who are still plugging away at this. Right now, it is still Blaublitz Akita 0, Vegalta Sendai 0. Crucially, that would mean Montedio Yamagata are playoff bound as Tokushima Vortis launch another attempt. Koki Sugimori had to go with the left foot, never quite caught it right, always dragging across the face of goal. You can't blame him for having a go. They need to try and get shots on target. They need something. There's still enough time, but you can see the Tokushima Vortis fans now, they know that things are slipping away here. The playoff and promotion dream is looking less and less likely by the second. That's a nice step over from Thiago Alves. He's in all sorts of room on the left-hand side. Cuts it back into the box. Della Torre returns. Flashes the shot towards the top corner. Keeper Jose Suarez stuck out an arm. Looked like he might have got a touch at first glance, but no, it was high and wide. Nice idea with the quick shot. Snapshot on the turn from the Brazilian forward. Masaki Goto in possession. Shuto Kawai getting ready to come on, the number 22 for Montedio Yamagata. That should just be formalities from here on out, you would imagine, unless Tokushima Vortis can get a goal very, very quickly. Free kick's gone in favour of Tokushima Vortis there. Riku Handa penalised. Puts a hand up in apology as well. Tokushima Vortis throw-in down parallel to the edge of the penalty area. Naoto Arai getting ready to take it. The man on loan from Cerezo Osaka. He scored twice this season, Naoto Arai. On the other side, The last of the original front three, Shintaro Kokubu, is withdrawn. Shuto Kawai coming on in his place. Kawai making appearance number 31 of the season. 4 assists for Shuto Kawai, but no goals yet. As Naoto Arai down at the other end takes the throw in for Tokushima Vortis. It's flicked back to him. Chance to deliver across perhaps. He fakes the first one, whips the second one in with the left foot towards the back post. It's a nice effort. They've done well to keep it in play. They've kept possession too. They wanted a handball. Didn't get the decision though, and here's the breakaway now. Space for Thiago Alves. First touch, second touch is a heavy one. What can he do? Just slides on the ball. Well, they didn't make the most of a very promising situation there. Thiago Alves puts his hands out, appealing for a penalty, a corner, something, anything. Felt like he was manhandled a bit there by the substitute Yushi Hasegawa. Nothing doing for Thiago Alves, who, in fairness, took a very heavy touch once he was played into space. And that didn't help his cause at all. Forced him out to the side. Yamata has a go, gets a bit lucky. In the end, it's cleared away only for a Montedio Yamagata throw-in. For a split second, it looked like once Kota Yamata's shot was blocked, the rebound was going to fall to him. In a very, very inviting position in front of Jose Suarez and the Tokushima Vortis goal. Didn't happen in the end. Tokushima Vortis in their very, very slim hopes now. Still hang on by a thread. Yamata perhaps suffering a bit of cramp at this stage of the game. He's run himself into the ground for 85 minutes. But crucially, the Montedio Yamagata fans will be looking towards Akita. Still, with 5 minutes to go, Blaublitz Akita 0, Vegalta Sendai 0. Absolutely decisive for the playoff race here. Montedio Yamagata need it to stay 0-0, or even better, from their point of view, for Blaublitz Akita to get a goal. Whistle's gone here. Nothing that's happening right now in the penalty area is going to count. Referee Hideyoshi Takayama is going to make Montedio Yamagata come back and take a throw-in. Substitution to be made in the meantime as well. Kota Yamata does eventually get withdrawn. He'll be replaced by Yudai Konishi. Special game this for the number 8 Yudai Konishi as well. The 24-year-old played well over 100 games for Tokushima Vortis. Played there between 2017 and 2020. And now the 24-year-old runs out in the blue and white shirt of Montedio Yamagata against his former club. They might be able to inflict a wound on his former club as well, and it looks like they will be. Tokushima Vortis still had such high playoff hopes, especially after the 3-1 win last week against Omiya Hadija. They looked to be in pole position, but right now Montedio Yamagata occupy that driving seat. De La Torre across the middle. It's up and out of play. It's going to be a goal kick, I believe. Perhaps not. Hard to tell whether that took a nick off the defender on the way. It looked as though De La Torre just couldn't quite get his footwork right, but no. It was indeed Ryoga Ishio who had the final touch. Short corner taken quickly. Right-footed shot was scuffed across the area. Not dangerous in the end for Tokushima Vortis, but here they come again. Montedio Yamagata, ball into the box. There's a turn and there's a brilliant save. Still danger for Tokushima Vortis, but full marks to Jose Suarez there. A point-blank stop. But both hands up to smother the ball. That could so easily have been Montedio Yamagata 3, Tokushima Vortis 0. Right now the lead remains at 2. It will be enough, as long as Vegalta Sendai don't score, to send Montedio Yamagata to the J2 J1 playoff. That's all that matters right now. Tokushima Vortis look pretty much out of it. 10 men since the 20th minute dismissal of El Sino, the right back. Ever since then, it has been an uphill struggle, to say the least, for the team that began match day 42 in playoff position number 6. Of course, it would be a long road for Montedio Yamagata between securing the J2 J1 playoff spot in P6, if they were to do that, and actually getting promotion to the J1 League. Still playoffs to be played. As it's fired across from Arai, bursting forward for Tokushima Vortis. It was Ichimi in the end, the number 17, who went close there. Nice little flick on the pass from Arai. And Katsunori Ichimi launched a shot with the right foot, but dragged it across target. Rather sums up the Tokushima Vortis attack so far. They have given it a go. They've just not been dangerous enough today. That's given away. Chance for a break perhaps is there. Doesn't work out. Tokushima Vortis can't keep it in though. Well into the last minute of the 90. 2 goals from that man there on the bench, Akira Disaro. That's what separates these two sides at the moment, but still nervous times for Montedio Yamagata, because they need not only to win this one, they need Vegalta Sendai to drop points as well. It's into extra time there too. Still Blaublitz Akita 0, Vegalta Sendai 0. It would be enough for Montedio Yamagata as it stands. Kawai. Konishi has given that away. 4 minutes to be added on here at the ND Soft Stadium in Yamagata. Tokushima Vortis win it back. Hard challenge, but a clean one, says the referee. Abe. They just can't work out any openings. Tokushima Vortis, try as they might. There's just been no way through at the moment. Referee calls that a dive. Hideyoshi Takayama. The Yamagata striker hit the ground in the challenge there. Thought he might have been caught by a flailing arm, but referee wasn't going to penalise it. Good ball in towards the back post. But Ikuhanda has to concede the corner. If they were to get a goal from this right now, there might be a couple of nervous moments for Montedio Yamagata, but it would be a comeback of epic proportions now if Tokushima Vortis were to score twice in stoppage time. It did happen in the cup final not long ago in Japan, so goals in extra time are certainly something that the football fans in Japan know all about. But 2 now in the next 2.5 minutes. Seems unlikely, to say the least. Jose Suarez is forward. What a story it would be if he were to score, but no. Straight into the arms of Masaki Goto. And if he really wanted, he could have booted that long and lofted it over the goalkeeper, who's still well out of goal. They play it patiently down the left instead. Konishi whips in the cross. It's up but not away. Alves is underneath it, comes back to Rikuhanda. That's a nice flick in the box, and there was a trip there, and it's going to be a penalty kick to Montedio Yamagata. Tokushima Vortis keeper Suarez just boots the ball away in frustration. Yushi Hasegawa, the man penalised, this game as a contest is surely done and dusted now. Even if Montedio Yamagata don't score the penalty, the time that this is going to take is surely going to bring this game to its conclusion, or near enough. Full-time whistle in Akita. It's Blaublitz Akita 0, Vegalta Sendai 0. That means the win for Montedio Yamagata will be enough to secure playoffs. Thiago Alves up against Jose Suarez, the Portuguese striker against the Spanish goalkeeper. But right now, this just looks to be a case of putting the icing on the cake for Montedio Yamagata, because they are playoff bound. Tokushima Vortis will miss out. Vegalta Sendai will miss out. Will it be 2-0 or 3? Will Thiago Alves get to double figures for the season? Hideyoshi Takayama making sure everything's set on the edge of the penalty area. But now it's down to the Yamagata number 20, Thiago Alves. Dispatches it calmly. 3-0 to Montedio Yamagata. What a finish to the season for the home team. They've put Tokushima Vortis to the sword today. It's a well-taken penalty, a little skip in the run-up, no stop though. And it's right into the top corner. That's a very good well-taken penalty in the end. A very good spot kick from Thiago Alves. He does indeed get goal number 10 of the season. The flick in the build-up to that penalty being awarded was a very nice one as well. It was a clever pass. Alves the man who earned the spot kick. Alves the man who dispatched it. We're over the 4 additional minutes here, and the full-time whistle will not be far away at the ND Soft Stadium. The race has run for Tokushima Vortis. You can hear the mood of the fans. Those who've come out to watch this game in Yamagata today have been treated to a home victory. Montedio Yamagata are playoff bound. They've secured the 6th place that they needed, and that is why Peter Klimowski and his staff and the substitutes, everybody in the dugout for Montedio Yamagata is on their feet in celebration. Smiles all round. Well might Akira Disaro smile. 2 goals from him today. That made all the difference, really. Tokushima Vortis were always up against it from the moment that Akira Disaro opened the scoring for the home team. El Senior was sent off after 20 minutes. Emotional stuff for the players. It's been an emotional week in Japanese football. Dani Poyatos manages a smile, but there's the confirmation of the table. Montedio Yamagata reached the 6th place that they needed. They will be in the J2 J1 playoff. They've beaten Tokushima Vortis 3-0 today to usurp them and claim the final spots in the playoffs. We'll hear from the players and the coaches fairly soon. There'll be some highlights running as well, some stats, some analysis. Smiles all around for Montedio Yamagata. Thanks so much for joining us for today's game at the ND Soft Stadium in Yamagata. Thanks for joining us over the course of this season as well, of course. It's been a real pleasure to bring the J2 League to fans all around the world. Watch out for more games in the future. Still big playoffs to come before the season's officially over. But this brings an end to the J2 regular season. And what a way to finish it for Montedio Yamagata. They've beaten Tokushima Vortis 3-0 and secured the final playoff spot in the end. Their promotion hopes are still alive, and look at what it means to the fans in Yamagata. Montedio Yamagata 3, Tokushima Vortis 0, the final score.
勝利を決定づける2ゴールでプレーオフ進出への最後の一枠をつかみ取りました。今の気持ち聞かせてください。
そうですね、もうちょっと今言葉見当たらないんですけど、本当に最低条件としても僕たちは勝たないといけなかったですし、それで自分たちは本当に仙台の結果は気にせずに目の前のこの試合に集中してましたし、その結果、秋田も頑張ってくれて、同じ、仙台も東北ですけど東北みんなで頑張った結果かなと思います。
その2ゴールですが、それぞれ振り返っていただけますか。
1点目は前からはめに行ったところで、相手のパスがずれて、イブ君がワンタッチでボールくれたんで、ちょっと左斜め後ろは見えてたんですけど、こっち側は見えてなかったんで、ちょっと半身でターンして、で探してたら来てなかったんでターンできて、あとはもう、スリッピーってこともあったんで低めにシュート狙ったら、いいコース飛んでくれて入ったのと、2点目は、イブ君がこう駆け上がっていって、もうチームの決まり事じゃないですけど、ディフェンスとキーパーの間にボール来るのをもう信じて、もうそこに、待ってました。そしたらいいボール来たんで触るだけです。
ディサロ選手は夏に加入されてから8ゴールと勝利に大きく貢献してきました。この3ヶ月でのプレー、ご自身としてはどう感じていますか。
そうですね、こうやって言われて3ヶ月と言われると、まだ3ヶ月しか経ってないのかって言われるぐらい濃い時間を過ごしましたし、僕は本当に夏に来てチームを昇格させることだったり、自分がゴールを取って勝利に導くことっていうのを目標にというか、それが必須条件できたので、今のところ最低限やれてるかなと思います。
その昇格への道、まだまだ続きます。プレーオフ初戦の相手は上位岡山です。どんなプレーを見せてくれますか。
岡山には3回負けてますし、男として4回も負けてられないんで、必ず勝ちたいと思います。
ありがとうございました。プレーオフ進出への切符を見事つかみ取りました。今の気持ち聞かせてください。
I'm very happy, super proud of the players and the club and all the supporters for bringing us home today. The 3 points was for them, and I said to everyone a long time ago at the end of round 42, we'll see where we land, and we got a chance to keep going and do something special, and that's what we'll look to do.
まず、率直に嬉しく思います。そして、本当にすべての選手たち、そしてクラブ、そしてサポーターの皆さんが本当に誇りに思います。本当に今日、多くのサポーターがスタジアムまで来ていただき力をいただいたと思いますし、その中で、前から言ってましたけども、42節になった時に自分たちがどこまでいけるか見ていきましょうという話をしていました。その中で、自分たち今ここに届くことができたので、しっかりとこの地域のために何か特別なことが達成できるように進んでいきたいと思います。
前半立ち上がりからテンポよくボールを動かし、いい攻撃の形を作れていたと思うんですが、この90分いかがでしたか
Yeah, super performance. Executed our game in every aspect the way we wanted to. We wanted to get in behind their defence and create some weak points in their structure. We did that really well in the first half. Controlled the game well. Deserved the goal. Deserved the lead and kept them under pressure. And deserved the win. And just super proud of the players' commitment, their effort, the belief that they've got in each other and for the football. So now we'll recover, get ready for the weekend, the next game ahead. Get ready for the next game.
まず本当にすごく良いパフォーマンスというのを出せたと思います。その中で我々がやらなければいけない決まり事というのをしっかりと試合の中で出し切ることができたと思います。そして相手の弱点のある裏をつくところをうまくできたと思いますし、その中で自分たちのプレーでうまくコントロールをできていたと思います。リードに値するもの、ハーフタイムまでにリードを値するものがしっかりと出せていたと思いますし、得点にも値するものが出せていたと思います。その中で本当に勝ちに値するプレーというのはできたと思いますし、本当に選手たちの献身さだったり信念をこのフットボールに持って戦ってくれたところ、そして努力、取り組みに対して、本当によくやってくれたと思います。まずしっかり、ここから回復してリカバーして、次の試合に向けて準備していきたいと思います。
ありがとうございました。
Yamagata Ichigan.
So that's all for today from Yamagata. Thanks again for joining us for this J2 League action on match day 42 of 42. It's Montedio Yamagata who've sealed their spot in the playoffs. Tokushima Vortis defeated here at the ND Soft Stadium. Montedio Yamagata 3, Tokushima Vortis 0 the final score. 2 goals from Akita Disaro and 1 at the end from the penalty spot, thanks to Thiago Alves, capping off the 3-0 victory for Montedio Yamagata to the delight of their home fans. Thanks for joining us throughout the course of this season. We hope to see you back with us again for more J2 League action wherever you're watching in the world. We hope you've enjoyed this one.
前半途中から人数が1人欠ける中で最後まで戦い切るもプレーオフへつなげる勝利とはなりませんでした。今日の試合ご覧になっていかがでしたか？
Bueno, primero de todo dar la enhorabuena a mis jugadores, creo que han hecho un esfuerzo grandísimo para intentar aguantar a un muy buen equipo. Bueno, la expulsión nos ha condicionado, nos ha hecho daño y bueno, hemos intentado modificar, cambiar, pero bueno, hoy enfrente teníamos un equipo con necesidad, con hambre, como Yamagata y la verdad que nada, darle la enhorabuena y que le vaya bien en el playoff.
本当に、選手に対して本当にありがとうございましたと、素晴らしい、プレーをありがとうと、私たちの選手に伝えたいです。本当に山形さんに、すごく、いいチームで、本当にやっぱり1枚が、減ったところがすごく、ダメージがあったと思います。しかし、ここの中で、最後まで、修正、点など、していたんですけれども、やはり山形強かったです。本当に、プレーをおめでとうございます。頑張ってほしいと思ってます。
まだ終わったばかりではありますが、今シーズンどんなシーズンだったか振り返っていただけますか？
Bueno, creo que ha sido una buena sesión. El equipo, es que hay muchas cosas. El equipo ha hecho 13 cambios de jugadores. Hemos jugado Luban Cup, que no hay ningún club que haya jugado Luban Cup, solo Oita y nosotros. Hemos perdido jugadores. Guatai se ha ido a Portugal. Bueno, han habido muchas situaciones muy complicadas y el equipo ha seguido peleando.
本当に今シーズンルヴァンカップっていうところもあって私たちと大分さんだったんですけどもこの過密日程というところもなかなか難しい状況になったんですけどもそこの中で渡井選手、渡井正樹選手ポルトガルに行ったとなかなか難しいいろんな変化が飛んだ今シーズンだったと思います。しかしその中でも選手、チームすべてがこの困難を乗り越えてしっかりと前に進んで今の状態に来てくれたんだと思っています。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
一度大きな拍手をお送りください。ただいまより2022シーズンのホーム最終戦に際し、チームから皆様にご挨拶を申し上げます。まずは株式会社モンテディオ山形代表取締役社長相田健太郎からご来場の皆様にご挨拶を申し上げます。
ただいまご紹介にお預かりました相田です。今年こそはカンペなしで喋らせていただきます。ありがとうございます。まずは徳島ボルティスのクラブの皆様、サポーターの皆様、本日はご来場いただきどうもありがとうございました。今シーズン2020年、21年に引き続きコロナ禍での試合の開催となりました。毎年本当多くの皆様に支えていただいていると思っております。山形県をはじめとした35市町村の自治体の皆様、スポンサー企業の皆様、こういったですね、我々がやっている試合の運営に一緒に携わっていただいている、お取引先の皆様、アルバイトの皆様、ボランティアの皆様、本当に感謝しております。そして何よりも今日ご来場いただいた皆さんもそうですが、多くのファンサポーターの皆様のご声援に支えられて1年間やってこれたと思っております。ちょっと飛んでしまいました、すいません。僕ら自身はなかなかうまくいかなかったことも今シーズンあったと思います。ただ監督、コーチングスタッフ、選手たちが本当に最後まで頑張って、で皆様の本当に熱い応援のおかげでここまで来れたと思ってます。ようやくプレーオフに進出することができました。おめでとうございます。もう一つちょっと話が前後してしまうんですが、こうやってですね、声出し応援が今年からできるようになりました。我々にとっては本当に心強いと思っています。ただこういう状況になるようですね、日々ご尽力いただいている医療関係の皆様ですとか、多くのそういった方たちのおかげでこのように日常が徐々に戻ってきていると思っています。山形一丸という言葉を我々使っておりますが、まさにそういったことも含めて我々が山形県を代表して残り3試合必ずいい結果を持って帰れるように皆さんと一緒に戦いたいと思います。毎年まだまだ良くなると言わせていただきましたが、必ず良くなるでいきたいと思います。引き続き皆様の熱い温かいご声援よろしくお願いいたします。今シーズンまずはホームゲーム今日で終了しました。本当にありがとうございました。
続きましてモンテディオ山形ピーター・クラモフスキー監督から皆様にご挨拶を申し上げます。
Not sure if words can express and explain how we're feeling at the moment.
今自分がどう感じるか本当に言葉に表すのが難しいです。
But everything we did has been for you.
ただここで達成できたことは皆様のためです。
We said during the week, a stadium full of hope is a special place to be in.
今週の話の中でスタジアム、多くの希望があるスタジアムになるという話をしていました。
And all of you made that a very special day for us.
そして皆様の力で特別な日になったと思います。
I want to thank all the players for all their hard work every day.
まずはじめにここにいる選手全員、毎日ハードワークしてくれてありがとう。
The mentality that they all show every day, the belief in the football, the belief in each other, it's inspiring to work with.
本当にみんなが見せてくれているメンタリティ、そして毎日日々取り込んでいく姿勢、本当に我々にいい刺激を与えてくれました。
I want to thank all the club for their support, all the staff for their energy all year. A really big thanks because we can't do it without you.
そしてクラブの皆様、そしてスタッフの皆様、皆さんが本当に力が助けになりました。皆さんがいなければこれができなかったと思っています。
We said before the game we wanted this day to be a special moment for this football club.
このクラブに特別なものを持ち出せるようにという話を試合前にしていました。
With all your support, with all your energy that you cheered on for the players.
皆様の応援、そして選手への力を与えてくれたこと。
We made it a special day.
そして今日が特別に日になったと思います。
Now we recover, enjoy the day, enjoy the night.
まず今日しっかりとリカバーをして、まず今日楽しむこと。
And get ready to win next weekend.
そして次の週の試合に向けて準備していきたいと思います。
I'll finish off with one phrase.
最後に一言言わせてください。
Yamagata Ichigan.
最後にモンテディオ山形の選手を代表いたしまして、キャプテン南修斗選手から皆様にご挨拶を申し上げます。
本日は、ホーム最終戦、お越しいただいた皆さん、本当にありがとうございます。そして今シーズン僕たちを支えてくださった、行政の皆さん、スポンサーの皆さん、ボランティアスタッフの皆さん、ファンサポーターの皆さん、選手スタッフのご家族の皆さん、本当に1年間ありがとうございます。今シーズンの、僕たちの戦いは連勝して皆さんを楽しませることができた時期と、なかなか勝てずに、皆さんにもどかしい気持ちにさせてしまった時期がありました。ただここまで、やってこれたのは皆さんのおかげがあったので、選手一丸となって頑張ってこれました。プレーオフはアウェーでの戦いになりますが、皆さんの気持ちを選手スタッフ持っていって全力で戦っていきたいと思います。皆さん、今シーズンあと3試合勝って山形に帰ってこれるように選手全員頑張りますので、まだまだ応援よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。